Hey guys, Nick here again, and in this video we will be covering keyword indexing and how as a sub-lever it can directly impact traffic to your listing. In my opinion, this is one of the most important concepts to understand when optimizing your listing. Let's go ahead and get started. So first off, what does it even mean to be keyword indexed? Well, we've touched on this point over and over again, which is that Amazon is a search engine. And like all search engines like Google or Bing, it's all about using the right keywords for the relevant searches. Keyword indexing refers to whether or not your listing is actually associated to a specific keyword by Amazon's search platform. And here's an easy way to check whether or not your listing qualifies. You can simply take your unique ASIN, and type it into the search bar along with the keyword that you're looking to target and hit enter. Look at this example where I take a unique ASIN and I put yoga ball. If you are indexed, your product will show up in the search results. It will show up as the only listing. And if it is not, then it is not indexed. Now, if you followed my instructions in the copywriting lesson, that means that your listing should be indexed for the keywords that you're trying to target. The more indexed and the better indexation that your listing has for the right keywords, that means increased exposure and increased relevancy for the keywords that people are searching. In other words, the more indexed your listing is for the right keywords, the more traffic you'll drive via PPC and organic searches. Ultimately, our goal is to make sure that you rank for as many relevant keywords as possible. And that means that any keywords that are in your listing on the back end in the subject matter that is not indexed is completely wasted space. So go ahead and follow this step by step to make sure that you're ranked. Number one, check to see if you're ranked for your primary keywords. Number two, if you're not indexed for those keywords, change your copy until you actually see indexation. So literally all you have to do is go into your listing, change out the words, add the words that you want to be indexed for, and you'll be able to see. It takes about 10 or 15 minutes for the system to refresh, but once you hit 10 or 15 minutes, you can run that search again and you'll see whether or not you're indexed. Number three, check to see if your back-end search terms are indexed. So go ahead and do a test on the back-end search terms as well as the keywords on the front end of your listing and in your title. Number four, when you do those searches on your back end, remove all unindexed keywords and replace them with other relevant keywords. Okay? This is just a constant back and forth of pruning, finding out what's indexed and what's not indexed, and replacing them with indexed stuff so that we make sure that we're maximizing the space available to rank and get indexed. Number five, keep repeating steps 1 through 4 until all keywords are indexed to your liking. Now, I want to hit this home again. If you are not indexed for a keyword, nothing else really matters when you're trying to rank for that keyword, because if you're not indexed, you won't be able to drive PPC, you won't be able to drive an effective giveaway. Being indexed for a keyword is crucial for making sure all the promotional strategies that we'll touch on later in this course work and actually work well. Now that we've gone over through the step-by-step, let's go ahead and dive into some quick best practices with regards to keyword indexation. Do make sure you use all the space available. Do not use commas to separate your back-end search terms and keywords. That's wasted character space. Remember, you're limited to just 250 characters for both the subject matter and also the search term. So make sure you only use spaces to separate everything. Do make sure you use both search term fields and subject matter fields. A lot of people don't use the subject matter fields effectively. Remember, you can optimize up to 50 characters per line in the subject matter field, and you have 5 lines to use. The search term fields, you're limited to just 250 characters that do get indexed. Do not keep irrelevant keywords. Once you go ahead and run an indexation check, you can go ahead and remove those keywords that you're not indexed for on the back end and replace them with other keywords that you think are relevant. And do make sure you vigorously test your keywords for indexation. This is a very important best practice. If you know that there's a primary keyword that other competitors are ranking for and driving organic sales through, there's no excuse for not knowing whether or not you're indexed for those keywords. All right, so now we're going to dive into the tools that you can use to make sure you check for indexation. Obviously, there's a manual way of actually checking. I don't recommend doing that. It's going to take you forever to be able to check your listing against the keywords and do that one by one. So there are a couple of different tools that you can use to make this happen. Sonar Tools is an excellent tool. It's free. Again, just like the keyword search term, this one is free. You can go ahead and use this one. I also like this tool, the Keyword Index Checker Chrome extension. You can find that in the Chrome store. It's about $10, not too expensive, but well worth it. You can take a look on the right. The right is the pop-up screen that you'll get. You can enter any ASIN. You can enter the keywords that you'd like to be indexed for. And on the left, you can see that this is what gets spit out. So it'll tell you how much you're indexed for, what you're not indexed for, and you can go ahead and replace the non-indexed key terms with the ones that you do want to index for. And the next tool that you can use is Seller.tools. Again, I keep touching on Seller Tools. I'm a huge fan. Seller Tools has all of these tools all placed in one place. So to be honest, I think it's worth it, but totally up to you guys. I can understand if you want to be constrained to a budget. So these are the tools that I definitely recommend. I do not recommend that you check all these things manually. All right, so let's go ahead and dive into how we can go and check for indexation in practice. Okay, so here we are. This is the tool that I had mentioned in the slides. It's called Keyword Index Checker. It's about $10 and it's available in the Chrome extension store. It's just a simple Chrome extension. And when you click it, it gets you to this page. Now we can actually do an indexation check for every single one of these marketplaces. Remember, it's just a way to manually check to see if we are indexed for a specific keyword. Now to do this manually, I'm going to show you an example of how this works. If I wanted to, let's say, because we don't have our own listing to work with specific to exercise balls with our example, I'll show you how we can check for indexation manually. So let's say we type in as ASIN and we type in exercise ball. Okay, let's see the search results and you will see, boom, they do index for exercise ball because it's the only listing that gets pulled along with the ASIN. Now, what the Keyword Index Checker does is it basically does that at a faster pace and does it in an automated way so we don't have to go in and manually check every single keyword. It's going to be very useful. So we're going to go ahead and do it based off of phrases. You could do it based off of keywords as well, but we'll do it off of phrases since our keyword primary list is based off of phrases, and we'll enter this and now we can check. So let's see, we're going to enter this. Oh, oops, it doesn't seem like it has the ASIN. We'll type this in. Boom, ASIN right here, and let's check right now. It's matching, it's checking it, and boom, you can see it seems like a competitor can do a better job. They are 70% indexed. So what you would do here is you would then export this list and find why you aren't indexed for these ones and then input it into your copy and adjust to make sure that you are indexed for this. Now let's do it for our secondary list of keywords, okay? So let's do the same thing against our competitor. We're gonna do keywords and we're gonna enter this. We'll reset this actually, so we'll do this. Take his ASIN, do a check, and bam. It looks like, wow, they could certainly do a way better job of indexation, especially for some of these keywords. That's what I would do. It seems like maybe this isn't in there. And that's it for this lesson, guys. I hope you found it useful. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below or hit me up in the Facebook group. Otherwise, keep making moves, and I will see you in the next video.